I'm really tempted to just keep on going with this. Although now that we're actually using a couple of camels in battle, maybe a camel breeder would be a good choice. 10% defense is nothing to sniff at. An intriguing encounter. The tall figure offers you a nod, but does not smile. She eyes you skeptically, measuring you up as much as you are her. Her clothing, possibly intended to be modest, is foreign to you, and you have trouble concealing your confusion. In fact, the warrior woman before you is bound to stand out in the court in more ways than one. "I'm Lorraine! You are Saberbane," she says, as if somebody had forgotten to introduce you. Perhaps you should have spoken the first words to assert your position, but the muscular woman stands more than a little nervous. "I hear you are looking to live forever," she finally says, more a statement than a question. "I can help." I will accept your teachings. No, piety. Fine, piety. I live my life as other men do, navigating its rocks and obstacles, doing my best to achieve success in my endeavours. Still, everything we do takes place in the light of Tungak. We must take care lest the influence of Erlik comes into our lives. I should ponder this more deeply. Childhood focus. I want you to learn that life is struggle. All trying to set up a betrothal to my niece. No, a bit early. Oh, I know what the event does. Just don't tell me how to get through it. The Khazar populace of Siangak have embraced Uyghur culture. Civilized peasants? Still no technologies available. A serious concern. Zach Barnett joins you after supper one evening. He initiates a conversation about the status of trade in the realm, but you notice he seems distraught. You intercept Zach Barnett and demand to know why he has sought you out. "My dearest half-brother, I fear for your life," he says earnestly, and seizes your hand. "Who is the sacrilegious heathen you have invited into your court? Her promises are sweet, I am certain, but she cannot be trusted. Please, half-brother, allow me to find out her true motive, before it is too late." You have, like, zero intrigue. I'm assuming that intrigue plays into this. Fairly learned, good fighter. And she is a mystic. You're the heir as well. You are not going to live for very long. Oh, and you're dull. So many of my people are dull, it's annoying. Nonsense, you're overreacting. It's fine, everything's fine. You're just a mere sacrifice. Speaking of sacrificing, I should probably double check to see if there's other people I can ransom. Wow, you finished with Samarkand already? You only burnt down 2 places, the towns you just looted. Interesting. Let's go there. Starting to think Lorraine might fancy me. No. No. Just no. In honor of the ancestors, Lorraine sits on the floor when you enter the room, what looks like polished pieces of bone strewn out in front of her. She motions for you to join her. You have neglected your spirits, she says, eyes closed. You shift uncomfortably in your seat. I have not. You mumble. Her eyes open at this and she stares at you. A steely cold look and you react. You retract your statement. You must sacrifice, she declares. Very well, you reply, thinking you'll have learned Cravat to see to it. As if she could read your mind, Lorraine shakes her head. You must do this on your own. Do you see what I see? You notice a pattern in the bones. It looks just like... an antelope. How curious. Hey, Katie. Did you hear they announced the name of the next DLC for Surviving Mars when they did launch party in space race called Green Mars? Oh, cool. I guess that's to do with terraforming then. What did you miss? Not a huge amount, I'm just raiding at the moment. Oh, Stuart died. That's unfortunate because he was really good. We definitely need to import a new one. Search all. My religion. Stewarding. Oh, and you have to be not a ruler and male. And in the diplomatic range, because apparently that's a thing. Yep, you'll do. And you are going to be building stuff more better in my capital. And by more better, I mean more faster. Faster! Faster! You want to stop trying to betroth my youngest. The Grateful Dead. Lorraine hands you a beautiful dagger. The antelope held down on a stone slab is surprisingly calm. Thank you, you say quietly to the animal. You hesitate only a second before slicing its throat. The blood pours down the altar and Lorraine nods solemnly. Your heart flutters at the notion of having pleased the statuesque character. Your grandfathers and mothers would be proud, Lorraine announces. Thank you, Lorraine, for having me do this. In one marshal. Less talking, more raiding. Is this having any effect on moral authority? Yes. Well, infidel temples looted 6. Temples built plus 16. So I could build a bunch of temples throughout my holdings. Actually, especially here, because I have no real reason to change its location. You know what? We should absolutely build a temple in the capital and upgrade it. I'm somewhat irritated I'd not thought of that before, because that's another layer of defences that they would need to kill in order to get to my trade post. Your horde swarms the holding of Crimola. Burn it. There's only one temple there. One there. How's the money looking? Yeah, now we're rolling in cash again, seeing as this army has reinforced to its maximum. Lorraine is now known as the... Oh, she already was, I think. The ruler of Anatolia is going to hate us. And quite frankly, I don't care. Someone give me Horse Lords in the Republic for CK2. What do they add as expansions? Horse Lords are what I'm playing as right now. So you can play as these guys, which are not at all overpowered. I actually kind of like them. Like, a lot of people have said that they're not too bothered by the Horse Lords. I kind of like them. They're interesting because they're so different from the other factions. And Republics allows you to play as a Merchant Republic. And adds just more mechanics about that. Like, I think the Patricians are because of Republic thing. And at some point I really want to play as a Merchant Republic. I do enjoy them. Again, they're very different because you're not worried so much about the... Well, yeah, dynastic politics is still a thing, but it's much harder to marry yourself to success. It's more about just making as much money as you possibly can. How are the horse lords different? They don't have holdings. Completely empty. All of their stuff is done with retinues and manpower, which is a thing depending on how many empty holdings you have. So it's actually in your interest when you attack a feudal power to destroy the holdings they have in order to get more manpower, or population. So you have population, which is then converted slowly into manpower. Lose all your manpower and your units won't replenish. Lumen, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. The late nights, the way my wife, Coronations, has stopped touching me or even looking at me, and now the whispers that her and the deceitful fat pig, High Chief Manlik the Tenacious. I can't take it anymore. Confront Manlik. The scheming mule, Manlik admits to having an affair with the wife, sincerely asking for your forgiveness and promising to stay away from my wife. Very well, I can be the greater man. What? Oh, you sods. Those things are expensive, you know. Right, have any of you finished raiding? No. Well, when you have, we're going to go and kill those sods. My liege, I believe one of the vassals, and they care. Oh, for God's sake. This time it might be legit. Hunt them down. Actually, you stay there. You hunt them down. Confirm the suspicions is the real father. High treason. Righteously imprison him. Or her. Oh, that cost me piety though. I still have concubines, it's fine. Mayor, sacrifice. Basically anyone who's higher than a baronial title I'll probably keep around. Yeah, okay. That was a chieftain. Yeah, you're right about that. I actually thought it was him that I was throwing in jail, not her. He's gonna be someone in the court, isn't he? I can't even remember what his name was. I know it was something or other, the Tenacious. My realm, Tenacious. Unfortunately, that doesn't show up. Yeah, who is my regent? Nobody is right now. Oops. Let's make Aga the regent. Oh no. I was going to say he's pretty strong all round, but he's actually got 0 in terms of diplomacy, which is not good. And his intrigue is 10. That's who I wanted. The one I probably trust the most right now. Just check the child's father. Ah. She's pregnant. Need to wait until that. Secluded in my cave, I subsisted only on sacred roots and bitter juices, favoured by the priests. My thoughts are clear. It is by my will alone that I set my mind in motion. 100 piety and 10% chance of getting diligent. Nope. But that's a lot of piety. Tengri's gone down again. I'm just going to have to go on a massive conquest against someone like Khotan, I think. Which is annoying, because they're going to be the first one that I'm going to be conquering that are fully feudal, so I'm going to have to just be pillaging everything and suffering huge amounts of unrest while we're doing it. Have I killed that little army yet? Come on. Finally. That's what you get for killing my trade posts. Mayor, sacrifice. Ah, I can level up. Do it. Let's become a veteran. And actually, worshipping the ancestors would also give me piety. Wisdom. You asked your ancestors for guidance and knowledge. Now's the time to present your offering. What will I give them? May this feast please you. I'm not popping out an eye for this. No way. Oh, I could just murder random person number 63. Let's murder random person number 63 for extra piety. There you go. The offering struggled violently when the shaman and his disciples pushed it on the offering stone. The ancestors will surely be pleased with such a vigorous servant. All you can do is wait and hope. See, people are upset that paradoxes are including a slave market in Stellaris. Why? It's a thing that happened. Or happens. Still, plural. Futuristic, not past. Tenses. Tough, difficult. Yay, I've been promoted. I am now a hero. No, veteran. Which allows me to inspire the warriors, which instantly refills a garrison. And also war sacrifices, which increases my combat skill. Oh, you're not building. I want to build something cheap. Like the shrines. Because I also want to build a temple. And actually, another place that would be a great spot for a temple would be right here. Except, would that make the temple the county? Hopefully not. So I still want it to be open land, just with a temple in it. The fruit of Carcas's shameful infidelity has finally been born. I cannot believe she would betray me so thingy-ly. And you are now a rival. Excellent, that means I can duel you. You're not very good at dueling. I, however, am. Alright then. Let's send in the murder police. Based. Selenge. Lorraine's Sacred Jar. Lorraine knocks on your door one evening carrying a large ceramic jar, animal motifs and ornaments surrounding it. Puzzled, you invite her in and pull out 2 chairs. Student Saberbane, I am pleased with the sacrifice you performed, she says, sitting down on the floor. She places the jar in front of her. Your ancestors would surely be appeased, but I thought it would be a good time to prove to them your strength further. As she removes the lid from the jar, you hear a hissing inside. A large snake spring launches at you, and you are left to your instincts. Grab it by the neck. Run. Grab it by the neck. I'm sure this can't go wrong. Lorraine's eyes widen as you, with the speed of a heron, reach out and grab the snake by its neck. The creature writhes in your hand and you proceed to slam it against the table hard. In a state of panic, you repeat the action several times before you hear Lorraine's steady voice getting through to you. Master, the soul is gone. You can let it go. You did good. The snake is limp in your hold and your palms are sweaty. Gain 2 martial. Exceptional student. And you have nothing to loot there. It definitely looks like we leave the cities alone and just burn down the baronies and the temples. And immediately chat goes on with various forms of the Eminem song. Snake's weak, arms are heavy, there's venom on your sweater. One morning I awake to find an envoy of the Qin Empire has arrived and wishes to speak with me. Greetings to the great Kargan Saberbane, heaven's blessings upon thee. I am Arasku. Arasku and I come bearing treasures from the Middle Kingdom to barter and trade on behalf of the Empire. Does this matter interest you? The Emperor is always in need of eunuchs to take Orge. Who is not yet a eunuch. He's also a pretty good fighter. We'll have a feast in his honour. All my subjects think. Who cares? It's prestige. I have billions of that. Come the evening, everything proceeds exactly as I intended. The food is good, the drinks are flowing, and Arasku is smiling the entire night. The following morning, as Arasku, wow, his name is actually Arasku, okay. He points to a chest which contains a Jurchen treasure he wishes me to have, and thanks for the feast, for being such a gracious host. I thought it was just his name and then full stop and then another sentence, but no, that is actually his name. What I get? Ceremonial robes. A set of traditional Chinese robes used in diplomatic functions. The wearer of these robes stands out in the subjects and projects an air of power and authority. Quality 3, prestige and diplomacy. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Burn it all. Still raiding. Alright, so we've got the trade post, which I can now upgrade. First thing I'm going to do is add to the garrison size here. Although I still very much want to build the sodding temple. See, every time! Every time! Let's move you down to here. To find a cravat burst into your tent, flanked by several warriors dragging Katun Usi with them. My Kagan, there are many concerned peasants claiming the children are plagued by nightmares. Pain Cell! Hey, Mordred, haven't been here for a while, just caught up with the YouTube content. Keep fighting the good fight. I absolutely will. Thank you so much for that. 3 months now. Nice one! Yes! Oh man, you guys are awesome. Do I care about you? Nope. Burn them. The maid I hired has not found anything. That's a relief. Intriguing women by the name of Cudden recently joined my court. I could tell from the first moment she was learned, and since then she's kept impressing me with her knowledge and sound reasoning. The council is always welcome, no matter how harsh it might be. I know she is rarely mistaken. Ooh, she is quite good. She's a genius. She's a genius mystic. Hello, court physician. And for some reason she's not a choice. Well, Krovac could definitely be the one. She's a theologian. Two really good geniuses here, actually. Ashwat, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And the first meet is still on me whenever you get to Stockholm the next time. Well, I'm hoping to be there for the next ParadoxCon. Very, very much hoping. I'm so jealous at the moment. There are so many Paradox YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff in England at the moment. They're doing something. I want to know what it is. Which is why I'm away on Thursday. It's not for that, but I'm going to go and meet up with a couple of them. So, I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do with you. Wrath, Shy, Zealous, Content. You, too old. Bye. You. You're still acceptable. You. Eh. You take concubine. There we go. You need to fix that weird Anatolia. There's so many other things I need to do first. How's the threat nowadays? 26. Still relatively high. Especially considering when I do launch an invasion, the conquests are usually so massive that threat just goes through the roof every time I do anything. Double check there's no upgrades you can do. No. There are, however, upgrades that you can do. Crafter is kind of a step backwards. I don't want my maximum population going up because that's going to make it harder to do invasions. More culture tech. Culture tech's just not that useful though. Military and economic, however, are. Have I got the Bugatil Council to the max? I do. Well, in that case, let's get the let's get that tech spread going as well. As my troops ransacked the castle of Overhauled, they discovered a relic of great importance that she had hidden away. We have gained the Chin Treatise on Law. 2 of them. Did they say the same thing? Oh, we gained a crown as well. The Iron Crown, while of common material, is truly an impressive piece of craftsmanship with detailed engravings. An ornate book bound in silk. Its beautiful formulations and elegant phrasings describe Confucian lore in mesmerizing detail. +5 vassal opinion, that's very nice. Feudal, city and tribal vassal opinion. Tribal is not nomadic though. For the most part, those guys quite like me. Right. Here we go. Who's the father? Doesn't say. Wasn't that his name, though? No. Oh, he's rival. Is there a way of seeing who my rivals are?